We saw Oregon as the second map versus BD and Pain. We saw Oregon as the first map between Team 1 and NIP. So, yeah, people love starting on Oregon. So that's the 4th time we've seen Oregon so far.
Well, we'll see if this is the same time we've seen bans. Obviously, Lion has had an 100% ban rate. Clash has had an 100% ban rate. And it's interesting to see how that kind of translates their playstyle. They're taking a fair bit to decide here on Bootkamp. I don't know. We'll see if
that's... expecting a Lion ban here, honestly. As soon as you're on that defense with the first attacker ban, we probably are going to see Lion is going to be banned out. So, yeah, no surprises there at all coming out from Bootkamp. Immortals probably going to be banning... I'm not sure, actually. It's going to be a Blitz. And that's fair on Oregon. Blitz is so powerful, that West main take, especially. And just roam clearing overall. We constantly mention Oregon all about the roam clear. I'm expecting a mirror for the defense ban here from Immortals. And it's actually going to be the Clash coming out from them. So, really do not want to give Bootkamp any of those shields today. As Bootkamp are going to be with the final ban of this map. I'm not sure what to expect. I would like to see a mirror ban here, but they start on the defense, so maybe an Echo or a Maestro ban from them. And yeah, it will indeed be the Maestro ban from them.
So your calling of maps wasn't great, but hey, you smashed those calls.
I mean, if you call just every operator.
If you say them quick enough in that timer, maybe that's why some of the pros want that timer to be made shorter. So we can't call everything, and we have to do more research. Now, they are going down to Laundry and Supply as their first hold, and Mirror is unbanned. This is a rare to see nowadays, obviously, since the banning came in. Mirror was normally the first to go. Not an always ban, but it's rare to see her let through, especially on a map like this. And in fact, they're going to go to rear stage Watchtower as the first point.
This is so Bootkamp are let's have a look at these teams, right, in terms of Pro League. Bootkamp is 5th in Pro League right now, and I believe they are actually within striking distance of gaining a LAN spot if they do well enough in the next LAN, if they do well enough in the next Pro League match, and Immortals don't. So I'm expecting this match to be pretty weird in terms of matchups, just because they don't want to give away anything in what they want to do next week. So maybe we'll see that. Of course, during the last OGA pit, we saw Immortals get 2-0'd straight away in both of their matches. Didn't take a single map, and they got knocked out immediately. They finished 7th, 8th. But Bootkamp actually won the last OGA season.
They did. They stormed through as well. I don't think they lost a single match, whereas Immortals did the exact opposite, where they lost both of theirs 2-0. They were instantly dropped from it. Granted, this is an Immortals team that we've seen, as you said, come through on a bit of a resurgence recently. They've really kind of stepped up in what is generally seen as quite a hard region to be stepped up in. But they're doing it, and they're doing it well. But as you've said, Bootkamp, even who are in 5th place, yet there's still potentially a chance of getting through to LAN. It just shows how tight these guys are. I think there's not many people that have locked in. Obviously, FaZe at the top, but you know, it's these guys. The skill, aiming at the head of your own team is a bold thing. There, the kind of skill level and the balance level of these guys is exceptional. So how they start to take it now.
Pretty quick entry all across the board here from Immortals. Seen Novus has already made his way in through into the basement here as Yuk makes his way quickly into the classroom. And what? Yuk with a really early kill. Intact is going to go down so early on. Wow, that was a great entry kill coming out from Yuk there. And this is the Immortals we want to see right now. That is Bandit off the board immediately without doing anything within the first minute of the round.
That was a very big, very beautiful pick straight through Kitchen. You can see Pala's still hanging around in tower, has the Jaegers, has the defense. Novus is droning around that area. They're wanting to clear off, but they are doing it quickly, like a dagger straight through this Oregon that we're seeing played out so often between these guys. They know this map. They're familiar with this ground. It is well-trodden ground. You can see that these guys are exceptional at taking it. M-King still holding at it with that mirror right next to Pal, who's still holding stairs, worried about the rotation. The mirror gets opened. See how that plays and translates as boards. And a little bit of a pressure inside.
Just going to get very aggressive with it. Does manage to catch out Novus and earns the first kill for Bootkamp there. Does going to be pretty happy about that one. But, I mean, Novus already burned the ADSs and everything, so in a way he kind of already did his job, but the Ash going down is definitely going to affect you. Yuk is going to move in, the Nitro going to come out to flag, but not going to find its mark at all. It's a very hard defense to try and bring apart. It does going to find his second kill there, as Cyber does go down. Ball going to rotate down through into the laundry, and Yuk just using so much utility here to try and get control of the meeting hall, but he's already forced the defender out. Something he didn't realize, but the Sophia charge is going to give him that valuable intel. He starts to move in, but with so much vertical play here, and I think Immortals are starting to get pinned down now, as M-King does take the head clear off of PX. Not looking too good here from Immortals, turns into a 2v4, and the peek comes out from Mirror, but Yuk cannot find the kill on her just yet. 25 seconds left to go. Ball from the flank finds one, Paolu finds another, and Bootkamp take round number one in a very surprising defense of Big Tower.
Yeah, that I think surprising is definitely a word to throw there. That looked like maybe one of the sturdiest holds of Tower and rear stage that I think I've ever really seen. Immortals just couldn't find a way to push into the ground. Obviously, as you said, they threw a lot of Zephyr utility to start pushing in, but there was already the rotation. Valk was already out of there, already dropped underneath, and from that position, you're free to go either way. You have a lot of possibility. And again, the aggressive push against the Ashe, there was a lot of aggression and a lot of quick movements that just weren't being answered. So we head over to Kid Storm, Storm Spin Hole, which is obviously a much more familiar spot as being the original pick. And we'll guess we'll see just how much that was unexpected, or whether Immortals can find a way to respond.
Yeah, we will definitely see how it's going to go down. Kid Storms was a little bit more expected, but honestly, with a Mirror on the board, you can really go anywhere with this.
Yeah, Mirror. Jeez, it's nice to see her. She shakes up everything. It's the joy of Mirror. She was obviously often cited as the one that revolutionized how teams can play Siege itself. It just blew the game up. The tactics, was the renaissance period of Siege. So it's nice to see her brought out and see how she's utilized from obviously the best players in the world. What can they do? What tricks can they cook up outside of her being banned almost every single game?
Yeah, that is very true indeed. Let's go now into round number 2 and see exactly how it is going to go down. So we see the Kids, Dom's main whole defense coming out here. How are Immortals going to pick this apart? I mean, they had a really good entry frag and they got a lot of control over it, but I think they really struggled with a big tower attack, something that was definitely unexpected from their perspective. This should be a little bit more familiar to them.
Definitely. This is definitely, as you said, it's ground well trodden. They generally know how they want to hold this. You can see, obviously, Mirror is going to be such a big boon to this defense, holding the angle, waiting for the slight run out with that filthy, filthy MP5 ACOG. That is such a beast at ranges. And we know Ledam have no fear taking these firefights against spawns and against long ranges. And they often win them. They often pull them out of the bag and pull off some beautiful highlight reel kind of clips.
I'm amazed that Paolu is still holding this, but M-King are going to get very aggressive with it onto the Kid Storm's windows, expecting the run out, but it's going to be Novice who finds first kill of the round. There we go. M-King going to go down so early on. That's already a Nitro on the board, and a pretty big kill nonetheless, as the mirror window does get popped as well. Flashbang's going to go down into Kid Storm's. Novice finds his second kill. That's going to be Ball going down already. Novice with his third! What? How does he do it? He finds Intact's head, but Paolu finally refrags him. And it's going to be a 4v2 situation. Novice completely tearing apart the Bootkamp defense here as it turns into a 4v2. That's going to be 1 minute into the round and already 5 operators off the board. Sorry, 4 operators off the board.
No, that was...
still see the mirror window intact.
It was beautiful, and it was apparently what was enough to force him to come off of that long range. It lost 3 of his defenders on that one set of windows, and finally kind of woke up and took a bit of a fight on instead of trying to watch for a range that never really came. There is Dodds getting an entire position, but one with a beautiful pick through the newly opened hole, and it is now just a Doc versus the world. And the world is coming from multiple different directions. An easy take against the Zephyr. There is the second beautiful, taking Cyber, pushing around to try and get the third. It sees the unbelievable take against PX, and it is now a 1 versus 1. Very quickly changed this up to a much more winnable scenario with some beautiful movement and play. However, looks away at the possible wrong time. 1! Well, he was close. There is no denying it, and I'm sure 1 was feeling the weight of the 5 players over the shoulders to clean that up. But by God, that was close.
almost a complete 1v4 turnaround there for Palu, and almost an ace for him. But we'll not see it go down just yet, unfortunately, as we move through into round number 3 now. And yeah, Bootkamp looking pretty strong here, though, honestly, even though that was probably considered to be more of a failure of a defense than the last one was, with Novus with 3 huge kills right at the start, and then kind of a bad peak from the Jaeger of Duds. Yeah, Bootkamp almost turned it completely on its head.
For sure. But they're deciding to cycle their defensive point anyway. They're going to head down to Laundry and Supply instead, and they've picked onto an Echo from a Cav. They do have the Vigil as well, so they're going to throw Palu potentially somewhere to cause a bit more trouble, but hey, how can he cause more trouble than a 4K?
Maybe so. Let's go through it now into round number 3 and see exactly how it is going to go down, as we do see a Laundry defense. And as I said, with a mirror on the board, you can really go anywhere with it, and I'm kind of glad to see them go Laundry. I think it's probably one of the better defenses here. I'm a little bit surprised they haven't brought a mute here, just because that's so meta right now. Like, that's so in right now.
It's so hot right now.
It's all the rage.
It's all the rage. But obviously they said they haven't. Instead, I guess they're going to rely on maybe just holding that vertical control, holding the... You can see Attack opening the rotations on Attic. We've seen these guys do very well in these positions, especially on the back tower on that first round. They seem to be wanting to go for quite a fluid hold across that tower. Interesting to see how much they kind of throw. Mirror again towards Kitchen, setting up for a long meeting.
Yeah, but a quick peek is going to come out from Palu. Does manage to damage quite a lot onto Novis, but takes a lot of damage himself, and just quick trades coming out. Novis should be able to get reset here, and shows that Palu does try and take the fight yet again. You're going to be on the Ying for the very first time this series. You see those drones are going to be coming out, and Novis yet is going to get reset. 1 minute into the round now. I haven't seen any kills go down just yet, but I think Palu's going to remain pretty vigilant on this roam.
Wow. We did say he was out there to cause trouble, and cause trouble he did. He obviously is going to make them kind of second guess their push, which again, that's what you want your roamers to do. You want the attackers to be scared of setting foot in whatever part of the building they start to. And you can see PX is very cautious about entering through the main entrance on the south side, firing a few pre-warning shots. Cyber slowly creeping through Kitchen, gonna find obviously the open wall. How open they know it is. Little bit of a misfire there on the Habana. They're just gonna try and open the angle, to be fair. Straight down, get the sideline. It still pops the drop down. Does, however, finds Novus.
Yeah, he does indeed find Novus. The Ash and shoot frag are already off the board. Maybe not a huge utility pick, but a pretty big pick nonetheless, as Novus had such a huge impact on the last round. We'll see Bootkamp trying to come through with a much better advantage now. As we see this Echo Drone still providing so much intel as Palu takes Cyber off the board, and the Pandels are going to start going out into the site. It is a 3v5 for Immortals. They are going to have to try and make up this difference somehow. Try and get out to the side and go for a plant, but Board is not going to allow it. He takes one off the board. Palu with a beautiful flank takes down PX, but one does deny with a double kill. Can't find the third though, because M King will move up onto the laundry stairs. Takes him out. Bootkamp take round number 3. And this is looking so good for them right now on the defense. But as we did mention during the last game, is that Oregon is fairly defense-sided. And we did actually see that pretty much go completely into the defense. Like 5 rounds went to the defense.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how much that carries over. Obviously, Palu on 7 kills already, 4 of those from 1 round. He is kind of lighting up this match so far, but hey, it's always a good support structure that allows your fragging players and your roaming players to really perform. However, they're throwing him on the Echo, whether they're going to 6th pick that. We saw the Echo utilize at the top of those stairs, feeding information. It was perfect kind of usage. They weren't throwing his utility out. They weren't giving him away. They were just saying, well, there's 2 here, and it allowed those roamers to close down and pick off frags that were right on a platter for them. As we go in, it doesn't seem like anyone is 6th picking this time around.
No, we will see how it goes then. As we do see another Kids Dorms main hall defense coming out here from Bootkamp. And we'll see exactly what they want to do here. I'm expecting a fairly similar strategy to what they did last time. where they all die and leave Palu up to try and clutch it, which didn't work out.
It's a standard recipe that a lot of teams try. However, unfortunately, not on the dock this time. Not on the MP5 dock, so we'll see if that changes any slight bits of that foolproof strategy. They're probably going to be a little bit more worried. As we said, they were opening a lot of tower up, but then they didn't really utilize it, and they could have, because there was a single window managed to get 3 kills through, which if they had a little bit of counterplay from those tower windows looking across towards the Kid Storm's windows, they might have been able to stop that before it got, well, as destructive as it was. But there is Palu!
What? Already one off the board? How do you not see that coming? Palu with one of the most common spawn peaks in the one, and is going to recognize it was a nice shot, but come on, one. You should expect things like that. It is a spawn peak. Habana already off the board, but Yuk is going to make up for the difference. Takes down Palu, takes down Intact. That's already Echo and Smoke off the board, so pretty huge pick utility-wise going down both ways.
Arguably the biggest utility picks, and we said we can see Duds was playing in tower. They seem to recognize what they were missing, but now they've realized most of the push is coming from west and main, so they're just stacking up. Boris at the top of the stairs ready to push. Cyber heading over the top again. They're worried about any more peeking, that Palu is setting the tone for Boar. Getting a little bit more aggressive. Cyber is digging a tunnel through to the other side. Yuka is droning it out. PX is droning it too. They want to shut down this Valk before they start getting too deep into point, and Boris just going to have to lie down as those bullets fly overhead. Duds battling towards the armory window, slowing down the entrance of the diffuser carrying.
And we are going to see what a nade from Cyber! What? Beautiful intel coming out from Immortals there, taking down Dub. What was that? They know Boar is on the laundry stairs, though. He's going to give him his position. The Nitro goes out, can't find it because he can't detonate, but that could have been a beautiful double kill. M-King just peek out onto the top of white stairs, but no, he shuts him down instantly. And what a round from Immortals, trying to bring it back from the brink of despair. Beautiful double kill coming out from Yuk there, but just amazing utility usage coming out from Immortals all across the board.
Oh, that was unbelievable. That was perfect. And that was obviously, as you said, they dropped the 2 big endgame utility holders on the defense team. They got rid of Echo and his drones. They got rid of Smoke. And it kind of getting those off the board psychologically, it sets you up to be more confident in your push. And so far, obviously, it has been back and forth between these guys, but both rounds lost have been at Dorms. And we return there for one more attempt. Now, they could have gone back to stage, which was their opener, but they're going to opt to try and hold Dorms and take Dorms.
Yes, indeed they are. We're going to see the Frost for the first time in the series coming out from Palu, who's played so many different operators today. He's like the only person on Bootcamp, or really across the entire board, who has played pretty much one different operator every single round. He's played Smoke, Echo, Frost, Doc.
Building a highlight reel. Yeah. Building the CV. Stretching the CV out.
Yeah, he's got his resume ready now to play pretty much anything. A good flex roll to be bringing on from Bootcamp. Let's see how this go down as we move into round number 5. I really don't like this mirror placement from M-King, honestly.
It was those windows behind were generally where they lost a lot of ground previously.
My main issue with it is the fact that because the middle wall isn't reinforced, it's possible to get a wall bang through the mattress next to the big window, all the way through onto whoever sits in between the windows on kids' dorms. Nice. So because that angle is opened up, and this is the other mirror I really do not like from Bootcamp. I don't be very critical here, but I mean, this one is still understandable. The other one outside of Armory Corridor facing into Master Bedroom, I still don't understand why people do it. I think there's so many better places for mirrored windows, because not only does it not really give you that much control, because you don't necessarily need to push Master Bedroom that early on anyway, but that mirror can very easily be popped if you have no one playing Big Tower and you don't have a castle, which Bootcamp do not have either of those things right now. They have no one who is playing Big Tower and they have no castle. So really easy to get pots from that Armory Corridor window.
It's generally been the, I would say, if there is a flaw in their defense, it has been not really having anyone around Big Tower. They're opening the rotation holes, but then they're very quickly leaving them. They're giving the ground away. One gets the opening frag on M. King starting to push towards your so-loved one of your mirror windows. And you can see Duds gets dropped from behind it as well. The mirror's already gone.
Yeah, and that's the other issue, right? Because they didn't bring a hard breach denial, so this mirror's getting popped instantly. And it's just not going well at all. Boar is going to make the rotate, however, in through onto Attic and see what he can do here, as so many members of Bootkamp are just stacked up to just save Private Dud, and they will be able to do so. They'll push in, gain control over the master bedroom yet again, and gain control over the armory as well. But they've just given complete control up with the objective. What is going on? They're just Scooby-Doo out here as Cyber takes down Palu and does it to a 5v3. Not looking too good for Bootkamp here at all.
You do wonder why they did want to opt to go back to dorms. There's always the psychological aspect of, well, we've lost it twice. Let's put one win down. But it's also the final round before the half spot. I'll take something more familiar, lead in with that 3-2 bonus. Somehow doesn't get the drop there on one, who ducks around enough to avoid getting capped. But the drones are pinging in, and it is again a hard hold. Intact is there in armory, covering the entrance stairs, making sure that they don't have the easiest time getting up. But it is one who is applying the pressure from that balcony that might end up getting that smoke just caught out. It looks like they're going underneath as well, where they're going to rotate to the window and try to get this Novice over getting Boar, but it is now just Duds and Intact.
Yeah, but it is going to be Novice who runs into Generator, takes down Duds. Cyber takes down Intact from the Armory corridor stairs. Beautifully played from Immortals right there at the end. And yeah, they will take round number 5 and put themselves on a 3-2 advantage moving into the second half. I'll see what just go down for them, as we will see Bootkamp switch around onto the attack and see exactly what they want to do here. More interested to see where Immortals go for their sites.
Yeah, obviously they're opening up on dorms. They have a mirror. Now, don't get me wrong, mirror, when she was banned, dorms kind of became the go-to original site for a lot of teams. It became an easier one to form defensive strategies without relying on those famous mirror holes that we see so often before she was banned, or in ranked play or in non-ban play. However, they're going to go for dorms first instead of basement. We're actually seeing they're not going down to laundry too much. We saw laundry once in the previous setup. We saw dorms 3 times. But you have a mirror. Use her where she's best. Use her where she's powerful. Otherwise, Sternab's going to get angrier and angrier.
Exactly. I think the kids' dorms one was honestly fine. There's just that kind of reinforcement.
I don't want to make you keep thinking about it.
But the Armory corridor, I see it so much, and I talked to pro players about it, and I just still don't understand why they do it. But we will see an upstairs kids dorms defense, and I am interested to see where Novus is. That is exactly the reinforcement I was looking for. Thank you, Novus. He's going to put it down, completely deny the wallbang, but he's going to do it again. He's going to do that mirror.
They're 50%. I think that's still a passing grade in a lot of systems of education. We'll see. Obviously, they have a mute. They have a bit of a way to just stop that getting blown over so quickly.
It's fine. It can be fine. But I still honestly think if you're going to play this mirror, it's a great opportunity to bait out the attacking side and try and just play someone big tower, maybe late on, maybe play someone laundry to start with and get him to rotate into big tower, go for that peak and get a kill. But this mirror, I think is so much better.
I'll be interesting to see if Bootkamp decide to push much of the tower. We can see Cyber locking it up, because they generally open the rotations there, but then, as we said, didn't really use them, didn't really utilize them, kind of pulled a lot of their defense back and had a lot running underneath, but it was less for vertical control and more for just Palu picking up frags. So it'll be whether they are expecting more rotation or whether they're expecting people to use the holes that they did so open. You can see Palu moving through kitchen, steadily going on that underneath clear. They're getting vertical control. Intact is droning ahead, and they're going to, as I said, they're pushing through the meeting. They're worried about those rotations for big tower.
They are definitely worried about them. We see Boar doing a little bit of ladder climbing here. I really want to see if he pulls this off, because I very rarely see players get all the way up the ladder here. And no, he's just not even going to try, I guess, as Intact. He's going to push all the way through into the lobby area. Drones are going to come out onto the top of that area. As Bootkamp are moving surprisingly slowly through this area. They have managed to take control over most of the first floor here. And Palu is going to open up that little vertical play in there. Cyber does find the first kill of the round, however. Does go down immediately. that's already the Twitch off the board. And while maybe utility-wise not a massive pick, even though there is a mirror on the board, it's going to be pretty big fragging-wise. Palu's going to try and find a kill here, but what? Yuck! Through the vertical blade, does manage to find that beautiful kill there. It's like Havana Chargers are going to go down to try and block that mirror window off. Yuck finds yet another kill. Palu going to go down. Sorry, that's his first kill, as Palu does actually finally get executed, as it's a 5v3 situation. Not looking too good for Bootkamp. They haven't really got the utility to really affect anything that's going on. Intad tries to push up into an armory stairs, but he can't find a kill. He can't find anything. And 1 minute left to go on the clock. Bootkamp are in such a bad situation.
Almost every single push there from Bootkamp. They managed to get a nice double there, M-King, but it's just been met by an insurmountable force. There's big trades going on now over that staircase, however, as Boar kind of late to swing in, but it's suddenly become a 2 versus 1. Which is actually better than it thought it might end up for Bootkamp. Worried about pushing around this corner. Obviously, the mirror is half open. There's the attic there as well, and you're going against still a mirror and a mute with both of them have a nitro cell in pocket. So you've got to be cautious.
You've got to be cautious indeed. He doesn't have control of the diffuser either. That's going to make it really bad. And yeah, that beautiful pixel angle coming out from Novi's does peek it out. It takes down Boar. That's going to be round number 6. Does go to Immortals.
Well, that was some very nice setup there from Immortals. They seemed very confident on that defense. And obviously, with the amount of times that they took it on attack, you should kind of expect that they're very familiar with it. That was the end of a run of dorms for now. And instead, we're going to head down to laundry and supply. And we'll see if, obviously, the mirror is there. They're bringing the mute again. They've got the Jaeger and the smoke. But we'll see what's going on. Obviously, Boar has now bought the Maverick as well. They've got double kind of hard destruction with the Maverick and the Habana. And as of instead, currently at least pre-6th pick, dropped the Twitch and the Thatcher, who they both bought last time.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we've seen a single diffuser plant yet.
No, we haven't. Every round has been a frag. Every one has been a frag kill. And, you know, that's how these guys like to play. They're, as I said earlier, they've been screaming in Black Ops, as a lot of people have over the past release, and we're, you know, not slightly bitter that we can't be at home playing it, but hey, we get to just watch great games of Siege. But we get to see, obviously, these guys love to go face-to-face. They love to test each other's aiming metal and really bring out the, I would say, the best in the frag games of the other team. So it's always nice to see. Now, Maverick and Glaz. And it'll be interesting to see where they decide to set these guys up.
It's kind of interesting that Bootkamp didn't take more defense rounds. I think there was a lot of mistakes that came up from maybe not just in their setup, but also in their execution overall, where maybe they were peeking things completely unnecessarily, getting too aggressive with it. Immortals seem a little bit more conservative in their own strategy, just seem to want the enemy to come to them. So glad to see that strategy coming through. And as we were saying, Oregon is a lot more defense side. I mean, just last game in FaZe versus Liquid, we saw 11 rounds out of 13 go to defense.
Yep, it is.
But that was without a mirror.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And now we have the mirror, and obviously it's like currently 4-2, and the defenders, they're the ones in the lead from that. They managed to take obviously 3 rounds against a mirror full defense. So I don't know whether that was obviously Bootkamp dropping the ball against Immortals. They took some pretty surprising rounds and then dropped 3 up in dorms. It's always down to how these guys like to play. Obviously, one thing that you mentioned before, last time we were in laundry at this point, is there's no mute.
Yeah, no, there is no mute, and there won't be any mute this time either. But I mean, there is a Maverick from Boar, so it probably wouldn't have actually mattered that much from Bootkamp. But, you know, it's still one of those things where I would expect a mute just by default here. And by the fact that they're not doing that, it kind of suggests a little bit of a strategy. Nova's going to get fairly aggressive with it, pushing all the way up to the laundry stairs. And again, something that you wouldn't normally do if you don't have that mute, because you know this hatch can very easily get opened up at any point, and the Maverick could also open up just a little bit. Palu going to find his way through into the meeting hall, as Maverick going to be trying to open up some stuff here as well. Palu convinced someone is playing behind that wrist stage, and it is going to be Cyber playing there. It does manage to take down the head of Duds. And lots of rotations coming through Immortals, but as I said, they were supposed to be playing this conservatively, but they are not. They are so aggressive right now. And what a shot from Cyber, just dodges left which way in that. Takes one down. Can he find yet another here? As just the push comes through from both sides here. What a shot! And no, what? Another head for Cyber. He's peeked all the way around. Another one for Cyber. What? Finds yet another kill. M-King finally shuts down PX, but it's a 4v1. It's all into the hands of M-King. He can't find a single one. Novi 6 him down. And that's map point to Immortals now.
Well, he held the stage with rapture, I would say, though he wasn't making a speech unless you count shooting people through brilliantly tight angles over and over again. A speech. That was a wonderful play from the Jaeger up there holding the booth, and it'll be interesting to see. So now we go to rear stage and Watchtower as the final hold. Well, potentially the final hold as we sit on match point 5-2, and it seems like Immortals, they just seem together. They seem like they are running this as a team.
They do seem like it indeed. Let's go through into map point to Immortals. Don't forget, it's a best of 3 series.
It is a best of 3 series.
And this was Immortals' map pick.
Yeah, it is. And they're proving it so far. Obviously, they're really bringing the fight to it, and they're just locking it down for now. Ying is the 6th pick from Duds. They have the Finker, Glaz, Sophia, and Twitch. They have a making of what can be a very effective spear-esque push of firing straight through a defense, but there's saying it and then there's doing it. We'll see if they can do the do. Yuke on the alibi.
Don't forget, this is one of the only successful Bootkamp defenses there was, and it was a pretty good defense from them just in terms of the fact that holding this with the mirror is honestly pretty easy to do if there's no shield from the other side, which, yep, Bootkamp are not going to be bringing a shield. In fact, they're not even going to be bringing a hard breach of this, and it kind of suggests that they know it's going to be a big tower, because if you're attacking Dining, you would always bring a hard breach.
Yeah, you need a hard breach to attack Dining. So I think they're kind of comfortable in going, okay, they're going to take tower. We held it against them. They're going to try and hold it against us. As we said many times, these guys, they know each other. They know how they play. That's the joy of, obviously, just the regions and how tight these guys are as friends. That and the smack talking that we get between the rounds. But you can see Cyber is hanging around the spawn there with the MPX, which is a veritable pea shooter. There's Novus over the shoulder there with the Legion. Going to pull back. They're not going to hang around, which, to be fair, as you see Glaz throttling towards it, that is definitely the smart move. And then Yuke is setting up just outside bunker, or setting up all of bunker, and generally thrown everyone pretty much into tower.
Now, he has definitely managed to do that indeed. I'm kind of wondering what the plan is here for Bootkamp, because I was kind of expecting the fact that they were so heavily utility-based but didn't have a hard breacher meant that they were going to be pushing fairly heavily, maybe just onto this doorway where Boar is droning, or maybe just into the top floor of tower and just spewing utility into there. The Candelas are going to go down. The Finker buff goes down, does date his way all the way into the site. He gets the first kill around. There we go, Yuke going down. And yeah, he does get all the way in there, but he does go down, gets traded right on out. And Paolo just wanders into Meeting Hall, just wonders, what's going on, guys? Where is everyone? And yeah, all these drones come out from Bootkamp, but they haven't really found the entry that they needed there.
No, that was a whole mess of frags and trades going on very quickly. And I guess that is the habit of a point like this, where there's so many like straight entrances and immediate entrances onto the floor itself. They know people are only ever really one wall away. And when that happens, and when you're throwing a Ying, that's how it goes down. There is another one. Boar taking care of one. Novus getting Palu. Again, it is trade for trade, tick for tack. Boar takes down Novus. And it is now the Mirror versus the World.
Yeah, 1v2 for the Mirror. Doesn't have the Nitrous anymore, but does have rotates to play here. As the Diffuser does go down successfully. Bootkamp do plant it. It's all down to PX. I mean, it's still very, very clutchable because a lot of the utility is already being wasted by the attackers here. All they have to do is just hold on to it. I'm going to guess they do have a drone just on that entrance, as there is a Claymore there as well. I'm really hoping that, yeah, PX does indeed see that. And there's going to be a drone here, surely, and he's going to see PX as he tries to come around and go for the punish. The Diffuser, yeah, the pre-fires are going to come out. They know where he is. Oh, what a shot from PX! Waiting for the Mirror to be played and waiting for the aggression to come out. Is going to try and go for the Diffuse, but can't find it just yet. And no, M-King isn't going to get tricked out. He's going to crouch peek, takes down PX, and Bootkamp in a very, very close round do manage to take round number 8 and keep themselves in this for one more round.
hoisted by her own mirror there. She was watched every step of the way. A beautiful take against the window, but unfortunately it's a very hard thing, especially when you're going against that F2 that is a monster of a gun. 5-3, we still sit on match point as we rotate to dorms. Again, now that has been opened up for use. Novus on a 10-4. Really kind of setting the tone, and I guess that's a mirror, and that's the joy of the mirror. Elysian and a smoke, they're taking a little bit of time to weigh up what they can bring. They want to lock it off with this round, and Ella and Doc are the choice.
Ella and Doc are the choice indeed. Let's go down into kids' dorms, and dorms main hold defense for Immortals here. Still just one round away from taking this map, but Bootkamp are not going to give it them for free. But, I mean, if Immortals do take the map, it'll be the first map they've ever won in OGA.
Oh, really? Will it? Well, there's everything to play for. Then let's go for this map here, guys. Obviously, we've mentioned before, that was the first time the diffuser went down as well. Out of the many rounds that we're on to, that was the first time it was actually planted.
Oh, yeah, that is very true indeed. We see finally one plant. I'm kind of disappointed by that, because I was kind of hoping we could say that there's no diffuser plants whatsoever first time.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it will get planted indeed. It was a pretty good strategy coming out from Bootkamp there. I was kind of confused at how diverse it was. It kind of seemed to be all over the place for that. But no, it eventually does go down successfully, and they did pretty well with it in the end.
It was a very clever rotate we saw as well. Once the diffuser was down, both of them went out and obviously rotated all the way around back through main entrance, back through meeting to stack up behind that mirror window. And just kind of hoped and trusted that in that time they could get to the new positions. There is Yuke going for the peak that happened before.
Oh, what? What a shot from Yuke. What? How does that even happen? Boy, you surely saw that, and that's already the Thatcher off the board. That is a massive pick for the defense.
That was straight revenge for when Palu pilled it off the previous one as well. They wanted blood for blood, and that was unbelievable. Grenade cook there from Intact. They are pulling out stops now in this round. Duds manages to find you can get a little bit of revenge, but wow, these guys are second one. He is Kobeing out of his mind and yeeting to the sun with 2 grenade kills there. He did yeet and he did yote, as it is now a 4 versus 2 with still over 2 minutes left.
Yeah, and look at the operators have already gone down. So you smoke, yeah, Ella the Legion. Now the Jaeger off the board as Does proceeds upstairs. Tries to take one out. Novice with the Nitro, unfortunately, does not hit his target. Moves over to the white stairs. Well, what a shot from Novice. Takes down MK, but instantly traded back from Palu, moving through into the hallway. Bootkamp, 1 round away from bringing this into overtime, and much better attack strategy coming out from them.
Yeah, we've really seen them kind of light up as attackers, and they're starting to claw their way back to bringing this to overtime. Obviously, we were on overtime the last time we were here. We were on overtime the first game of the previous one. But again, some of these kills that these guys are bringing out and just the way they handle themselves on maps and move around them is always, always astounding. But it's nice to see now. So we go back to Dorms. Dorms main hall. They did lock this off their first time very convincingly. And they took it as attackers 3 times as well. So to drop it there is a little bit of a surprise. You wonder where that Bootkamp were the previous 4 times, because they were all over it that time.
They were all over it, and they did pretty well with that indeed, especially the beautiful nades coming out there. But we are going to move through into round number 10 and see exactly how it's going to go down. We're going to see yet another kids' dorms main hold defense from Immortals. I feel like they need to hold this further from the bottom. Like, Novice could rotate below into kitchen and put a mirror window there, or into meeting hall. We could see a castle coming out. We could see any more number of aggressive strategies coming out from Immortals. But if one thing's for sure, if they lose that downstairs control, it gets abused very heavily at the amount of nades coming out, because you see 4 frag grenades on the board here from Bootkamp.
Well, they pulled it off twice. Let's try and go with 4. It would be amazing to see. Don't get me wrong. We can see Novus setting up the mirror windows in a similar way they held it before. Obviously, they kind of locked it off. They have the eyes on for the rotation around the staircase as well. They're opening up a lot of vertical possibility here, but as you said, whether they throw the bodies down there as well to back it up, or they're just going to kind of trust the hold from above. I guess we'll have to see. Yuke obviously playing in tower to take care of Duds, and is instantly going to pull off there. But again, a big take at the opening seconds of the round, which is becoming a little bit of a mainstay of these guys going up against each other.
It has definitely been a little bit of a mainstay. We have seen a little bit more aggressive strategy now from Immortals coming out. So yeah, the sledge going down is going to affect quite a lot here from Bootkamp, I would think. But they do still have nades on the table. I don't think it's honestly going to affect them too much, just because they do also have the book still. And Intact now knows that there is a smoke for sure up there in Armory, but it's going to be Novi sees C4 that does manage to find M King, and it's going to manage to take the only hard breacher off the table, and Cyber peeks out Intact, takes him down. Beautiful plays coming out from Immortals. Now Bootkamp in a pretty bad situation, 2v5, have really got to start finding these gunfights to try and even the scoreboard out just a little bit. But halfway into the round now, they do actually still have a decent amount of time left. You're going to be around. What a shot from Boar. Takes the head clean off a PX, but instantly traded up by Yuk. Is going to leave Palu in a 1v4 now. Going to be pre-firing down, takes down one, but Cyber's still on the roam. All the way from Flag, does manage to take down Palu, and Immortals take round number 10, and the map 6-4.
And we spent 6 rounds in dorms on that game, which is obviously becoming common. But Mira standing front and center. One of the few times she is allowed to go out on missions. It's always nice to see, but there was some unbelievable frags in that game, and it's always brilliant to see it brought out. These guys they're not wasting time, they're showing up.
Yeah, incredible 12 for 5 performance coming out from Novi's, and great nades, great plays overall coming out from each team. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break here before we return and do our second map here on the border. Be right back.